G'day everybody, Damien here again, and today's blog video is actually not going to be about property investment. It's going to be a bit about success and dealing with people. Now, you may think I'm wearing a pink shirt today. I'm not. It's actually red and white stripes, which actually illustrates a very important point. Is that sometimes when you look at things from a distance, they don't look what they are really when you look closely. Red and white stripes. Anyway, I want to talk today about this book here, and this book has been very significant in my life. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, most people will not read this book because the title suggests that you must be a loser with no friends if you need to read it. But I highly recommend it to you. It's actually the second best-selling book in the world after the Bible, I'm told. But there's a whole heap of great stories in this book. One particular story in here is about the guy who put the wrong fuel in the plane, and it's a really important lesson. And I grew as a leader when I heard it, and I want to share it with you today. So there's this millionaire, he's flying his personal plane, and the plane starts sputtering and engine problems, and he conducts an emergency landing, and he only just lands successfully. And they find out that the reason why the plane had a problem was because the wrong fuel was put in the plane. So he walks over to the refueler, and can you imagine if you were the refueler who put the wrong fuel in the plane, how would you feel? And I walked over to the refueler, and I think the refueler thought that he was going to get sacked and be humiliated, and obviously felt very guilty that he'd almost killed this guy by putting the wrong fuel in the plane. He went up to him, he said, are you the man who refueled my plane? He said, yes. He said, are you the man, do you realise you put the wrong fuel in the plane and that I almost crashed and died? He said, yes. And so what do you think he said to the guy? He said, from now on, you are the only person to refuel my plane. And if you think about that for a second, how would you feel if you were that person, the refueler? So what he did, the refueler was expecting to get the sack, expecting to be humiliated, expecting to live in shame for this error that he'd made. But that person is now the least likely person to put the wrong fuel in that plane ever again, and he's going to have such a debt of gratitude to that man that he'll do anything for him. And so that's what he did. And the story goes that that person went on to serve him for the rest of his life, and they had a great friendship, and he's very, very loyal, and as a result the millionaire had a humble disciple that was always there for him. And I think it's a very important lesson for all of us. People are going to make mistakes, and when they do make mistakes, you've got a choice how you can deal with it, and hopefully that story gives you a better idea next time that happens to you. Alright, cheers.